everyone, this is Haley from Loop by Loop Studio, and welcome again to my happy hooking corner, my home Chetty frame that I keep in the corner of my living room as opposed to at my studio. And if you've seen some other videos, you might see it looks different. I upgraded to a nice bookcase that we put together this weekend. We got it from everyone's favorite local Swedish furniture establishment that has Swedish meatballs that are really good. So that's kind of a fun thing, keeping myself organized. So what I wanted to talk to you about today were these new gripper strips that I finally got back in stock. And gripper strips are a really great tool to attach to a rug hooking frame because they almost act like Velcro for your foundation material. So I have these one here that I brought home from the studio. And this is what it comes like when you order one from my studio. It's 40 inches long. So you can see one side, the back is kind of a canvas material, and the front has these pokey little pieces of metal, kind of like little nails or tacks that stick up. But they don't really hurt if you put your hand on them and press down. They can scratch you a little bit though, depending on how you lean on them. So these 40-inch gripper strips, they can be cut apart using a pair of shears. So the thing about them, if you come closer at them, you can see you can't necessarily cut them with you know, a pair of scissors or something. You really need something like metal shears. So what we do sometimes is we get a big pair of heavy duty shears and we kind of get in between these teeth and we can cut that canvas and the metal, and then you sort of have to go through with a pair of pliers and pick out some of the nails. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but it can be done. We do it all the time when we make frames. We're not currently making frames, we're just selling the strips. The other thing about these gripper strips is that if you look closely, you can see that they have a lean to them. I don't know the best way to see that on the camera, but these have a lean. So right now they're leaning towards me. So there's a certain way you want to put them on your frame in order for them to work. And that is basically with the lean facing outward. And let me show you a frame that Adam and I made a few years ago. I use this often when I'm not working on my Chetty frame. I have this frame right here that has some legs on it and has the gripper strips on it. You can see I took one 40-inch gripper strip and I cut it into 4 10-inch pieces, and then I nailed through that canvas onto this wooden frame. And what I'm talking about with the lean is that right now, all of my gripper strips, they have a lean outward. So this one's leaning that way, this one's leaning this way, this way, this way. And that's so that it can better catch your foundation material when you kind of stretch it over, which I'm going to show. The other thing that I made this a few years ago, one thing I found out is that it's actually a little bit better to bend your gripper strip over the edge of a frame if you are going to be making a frame, and that just exposes a little bit more of the teeth and gives it a little more of a lean. I did not do that on this one. It works fine for me, but if you're going to go through the trouble of putting it on a frame, you kind of, instead of putting it flat like mine, it's better to lean it over an edge and nail it that way. But like I said, this one works all right. So I have a pattern here just to demonstrate how you would put your pattern on. So I'm just going to lightly rest it. You can see it's already starting to catch, kind of get it as flat as I can. And now what I'm going to do, while kind of holding two sides, I'm going to pull it and stretch it over in each direction. So for that, this side I pulled out and kind of let it lay down. For the top and bottom, I'm going to pull down and up. You can see it catching there. And then for my last side, I'm going to pull it towards me so it really catches on those edges there. And now you can see actually how tight my pattern is. I'll do a little hooking demo on here. I'll kind of do it at this awkward angle. Normally I'd have this facing me, but I'll do it at this fun angle so that you can see the hooking. And normally I work on a table that's a little lower. My rug hooking frame, of course, is a little higher. So I don't usually work frame on frame. I would take this and use it on a tabletop. You can see, works pretty good. So yeah, so that's just a little bit of info on gripper strips. The ones I have, they come from the Netherlands, and I have 50 of them. So if you want one of them, it's all yours. They're $28, and that's with free shipping in the United States. And if you have any questions about the gripper strips, hopefully I can help you out. So feel free to drop them in the comments. Or email me. You can find my contact page on my website, which is loopbyloopstudio.com. And hopefully this helps somebody out there, makes your hooking a little easier. So appreciate you watching. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.